What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. On today's episode, we got an injury update to Lucas Patrick. We're going to talk about how some Bears fans took offense to Justin Fields' comments after the loss against Green Bay and his response there after the fact. We're also going to talk about how the Bears and the Texans stack up statistically heading into the next game. We're going to get into all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
All right, Bears fans. So first up, positive update. Lucas Patrick was seen yesterday at practice snapping the ball for the first time since his return from his hand injury. We know that the Bears have been trying to work him in different spots until he's able to snap that ball. So getting him closer to being able to snap the ball, once he's able to do that, it kind of solidifies, and hopefully we see not as much changes with the offensive line as we have been seeing it, so kind of the sub in, sub out type thing. I really want to see this offensive line personally get to a point to where they're just able to build their chemistry, build up, players develop and stuff with knowing their exact role, not as much fluctuation as what happened on that offensive line. So with Lucas Patrick snapping the ball back, it looks like we're getting another step closer to that. Not necessarily saying he's going to be there by game 3 against the Texans, but it is a step in the positive direction that we hope to get with that. So we'll see. Sam Mustipher has been starting. He started all 17 games last season, but it's about time. We do have an update as well that the Bears will be wearing those throwback jerseys, the white ones, against the Texans as well. I don't really like those jerseys as much, but Bear fans, let me know what you guys think about it. I can't wait till we get to the point of wearing those orange helmets. You guys seen it. I have the hat version of that helmet that came out when they announced that helmet. I can't wait to just see what it looks like out there. But, those are some minor updates with the Chicago Bears. Now, one of the things that's been going on in Bears media, and we'll actually be talking about this more heavily in the live stream tonight, so be on the lookout for that. But one of the things that's been going on is Justin Fields, after the game on Sunday, had some comments that fans took a little bit of issue with, right? He says that, direct quote, "Yeah, it hurts more in the locker room than Bears fans. At the end of the day, they aren't putting in any work. I see the guys in the locker room every day. I see how much work they put in. Coming out of a disappointing like this, it hurts." Now, some, fans are already hurting themselves, right? I've said that I was very upset, even down to Monday's episode, still extremely upset about it. Thank God Bobby was able to be here yesterday. I probably would have been even more upset there more. But here's my take on it, right? At the end of the day, what he said is not wrong. And I think that if for fans that are offended by that, you gotta understand, like, yeah, the players put in more work than what any of us put in. I sit here and cover this team. I drop a show every day. Do you know how many hours of work goes into research? Hours of work goes into editing. Hours of work goes into creating thumbnail over the course of a week to drop 5 to 7 episodes a week covering this team. And I don't put in as much time as Justin Fields does, as any of the players do. Even the player that doesn't get, the players who haven't played a single snap yet have put in more work than what I did. And, to his comments after the fact yesterday, he says, "Yeah, I was mad after the game. I like to address this now and get everything cleared up. There was a thing I said on Sunday after the game where I said fans don't put in work. First off, I was frustrated after the game. Number one, I didn't want to talk to you guys. I wasn't in the mood to come and talk to you guys. So I should have done a better job explaining that what I mean by that. What I mean by that is I was talking about the work regarding the game on Sunday, winning the game. I don't know any fans. I don't know what they're doing in their personal lives. I respect every fan that we have. I'm glad that we have fans. I would never disrespect anybody on what they do or what they love to do." It all goes, but I didn't take a single shred of offense to it. I don't understand people who did to a degree. I get it. We lost to the Packers. It sucks. Nobody wants to lose to those cheeseheads. And unfortunately, we did, and we didn't look good doing so. And I'm sure Justin Fields was upset at his performance, upset at the touchdown. A lot of the Bears fans and team members think that was a touchdown, throwing the interception, all of that. There was a lot of frustration and emotions going into that game. And yeah, did it come out the best way? Could he have worded it to make his thoughts more clear? Yeah, but at the end of the day, it kind of is what it is there. I, for one, didn't take offense to it. Not to say that anybody, I understand, right? I understand. I can understand and not agree. I completely understand why some fans were offended by it. I just don't, I don't agree with it. But that's my thought. I'm glad Justin Fields came out. He said something about it. He talked about it. We'll be breaking it down a little bit more. C-Dub wants to go into that heavily, so I'm going to kind of leave it at that. Be on that live stream tonight where we're going to break that down even more. Now, as well, we do have an update, another minor one. Eddie Jackson is the honorary team captain for week 3 heading against the Houston Texans. And he says this, first, I was blessed with an opportunity to be named captain to go out there and lead our guys, especially after the tough loss. We want to go there and basically just set the tempo, set the tone on how we work, how we prepare, how we take their approaches in the game, and how we play. So it's definitely a big opportunity, and I'm grateful for it. That's what you want to hear. That's at the end of the day. That's what you want to hear. Like, yeah, this honorary captain thing, I like the concept of it. I like that we get, a freshness, a new set of eyes on it so far. Eddie Jackson's had a solid season for us so far. In only 2 games, he's totaled 12 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 pass breakup, 1 interception, only through 2 games. I'm not ready to say it quite yet, but it seems like we got the old Eddie Jackson back in many ways, and hopefully that continues over the course of the season. Right now, people are targeting Kyler Gordon. They are avoiding Eddie Jackson. I do think Eddie Jackson is going to come back. He's going to continue to have a big season for the Chicago Bears. I love what we've seen from him so far. Shout out to him for being the honorary captain. Now, what we're going to do and where we're going to end this episode on, we're going to talk about how the Bears and the Texans stack up statistically. And so this has the potential to be one of those games where either one team runs away with it, or it could be an ugly game, an ugly low-scoring game. You have 2 of the lowest-scoring teams in the NFL facing each other this Sunday when the Bears face the Texans. They're both tied for 26 and 14.5 points per game, 26 in the NFL. Passing offense, the Bears are ranked 32nd at averaging 76.5 yards per game, whereas the Texans are 24th, averaging 188 yards passing per game. Rushing offense, the Bears rank 8th at 139 per game. The Texans 27th with 78.5 yards per game. Total offense, the Bears are 32nd, dead last in the NFL with 216 yards per game. Texans 29th with 266.5 yards per game. This is going to be a game that comes down to the defensive stance that people make, but it's also what offense is able to take advantage of the other team's defense. The Bears, they rank 32nd in first downs per game. The Texans rank 24th. Again, a lot of parity there. Now, where things start going very much so in the Bears' favor, 1, yards penalty. The Bears are 9th, only 37 yards per game penalty-wise. The Texans are 25th with 67 penalty yards per game. Bears 10th with turnovers with a +1 turnover margin. The Texans are 7th with a +2 turnover margin. Sacks allowed, Bears are actually 19th, not as bad. Texans are 23rd. And then when you have the scoring defense, the Bears are the 12th ranked scoring defense with 18.5 points allowed per game. The Texans is 9th with 18 points allowed per game. So while there's 3 spots between them, not that very much difference between them when it comes to defense, this is going to be a game where if our front 7, if we can play well, get to the quarterback, which we know we can, and the offense has a better night than what they've been having, I trust that the Bears are going to be able to win this game. Passing defense for the Bears, 7th with 183 yards allowed per game. The Texans are allowing passing-wise 270 yards per game allowed. This is the game that we want to see our passing get back on track. I said that in yesterday's episode. There's the numbers to prove so. If we're going to get a game that is a good game for us to get our passing in rhythm, this is the game to do so for the Chicago Bears. And hopefully, not only the coaching staff, but Justin Fields, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, everyone else, we just still don't know what's going on with Velus Jones, Equinemius St. Brown, everybody, Byron Pringle, everybody is prepared to take advantage of us facing one of the weaker passing defenses that we face so far in the NFL. Now, again, it's an early season. These numbers could fluctuate heavily per game. So there's something to be said to that. But I do trust that this team is going to be able to take advantage of those things and come in here and show out against the Houston Texans. I want to see a big game. I'm not going to predict numbers. We'll do that on our prediction show. But at least everything's stacked up, considering the only 11 attempts, all the criticism that's been thrown towards our passing game so far. This is the game to turn that around, get this back on track, hopefully build up some rhythm as we prepare to face better teams going forward. So hopefully this is the week that we see that for the Chicago Bears. It's one week that I think that we can see it in. Hopefully everybody else does. Let me know down below what you guys think about everything said down here before. There's been some talk as well on are the Bears committed to Justin? Listen, I'm not getting into any of that yet. Maybe we'll talk about that tonight. But with all that being said, that's it for today's episode of Chicago Bears Central. Make sure you follow the show at Chi Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text and our voicemail, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. Thank you so much. And like I like to end every episode on, bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.